another book review. I have finally finished This Is Me. This was such a good book. I actually didn't know if I was gonna like it, but I can tell you every single chapter of this book, you relate so much to her. And I was actually talking to a couple other ladies online that were reading this, and somebody said it's like you're talking to a friend, and it truly is. Like it comes off like you're talking to a friend. So I've bookmarked a couple pages that some of the stuff was just, it really resonated with me. So I just kind of wanted to go over some of the quotes out of here. I'm not going to give too much away because this book is amazing and it's so worth the read. I think there is an audiobook for this on Amazon. I'm going to post the link below. But check out, I believe there's a hardcover, a softcover, and an audiobook, and I believe the audiobook's free. So if you're into audiobooks, this is definitely worth the read. This one says, showing up for yourself is sometimes the lesson. It's only a failure if you don't try in the first place. When you put one foot in front of the other, get through one walkie-talkie free mile after another, you cannot fail. Your dream might evolve. You might see that something isn't meant for you, and that realization will lead to what it is you are really supposed to be doing. Until you show up for yourself with that first step, because I know that is always the hardest part, you will never know. It's honestly, it's just, this book just has so many great messages about self-love, self-help, just building the trust in yourself. It's such a great book. Like she really does, she truly loves herself for who she is, and it's what she, I don't want to say preach, but it's what she does preach. She definitely is an advocate for loving yourself and being a strong person, so strong woman. So this is a really great book. Let me just go over a couple other, I've marked these quotes, but I didn't highlight them because I don't want to highlight my book. But another part of the book that I really liked was, I don't want to give too much away because this book is great. You guys, I highly recommend you guys to read this. But one of them is that she was at camp. She was at
my YouTube video didn't pay.
Yes, it is. She calls it's a fat camp that she was at.
But I don't my video didn't family.
Yeah, Stitch and Family. Okay.
Bye guys.
So they were at the camp, and what the exercise was, and I actually think I'm going to do this for myself. Let me know if anybody else has done this or if you will do this, but what they encouraged them to do was write a letter to themselves for 1 year. So they had one of the camp leaders, I believe it was, took all of the letters and she mailed them to all of the members in 1 year time. So what she wrote to herself was, you're special just for being alive. You've got this. You can do this. Take it one day at a time. Take it 1 hour at a time. You are capable of having the life you deserve. I love this because it's encouraging yourself. You also can take a step back in a year time and see, okay, this is where I've come from. Or if you're struggling still within a year, to say, I can do this, I really can, and just give yourself that motivation. So I really like that. I actually think I'm going to be doing that for myself, either mailing it to myself, writing a letter where I just keep it in a box, or maybe even an email. You can send an email at a scheduled date, so that's another way that you could do it as well. So another part of this, and this really resonated with me because I'm constantly saying that, and I see this in so many new members that join WW. I see it a lot on Facebook. I see it just even sometimes on Connect, I see new members or members that are struggling, and I just see people where they're negative. And it's almost like no matter what is going on, there's always a negative feel about it. And I really try to always see a positive in things. I know that a lot of people aren't that way, but I find that once you switch, something has to switch in your mind. And what it was for me was when it switched in my mind to know that this was a lifestyle change. So it's not just something that's going to happen for a certain amount of time. I need to make better choices throughout my entire life. So this kind of resonated with how I kind of see this, and because I do see a lot of people that are being negative, and if you're around people that are negative constantly, it's gonna come back on you and you're gonna start being negative. So you kind of have to take a step back and say, either start being positive with that person and see if it will make a change with them, or kind of taking a step back and knowing maybe I kind of need to distance myself a little bit, you know? And I have to say, there are certain people that started this journey and were so negative, beyond negative. And even within the first month, the change is remarkable that I see how positive they're being, how many different suggestions they're offering to other people. It's so enlightening to see when other people are making those changes as well. So I really love following people on their journeys as well, because it motivates me as well to see the change in everybody else as well. This is not a journey for us to compare each other to each other, because it's your own journey that you're going along in, but it's great to see and have that feedback and have that motivation from other people as well. So anyways, this says, I want to be with people who want to better themselves because I want to be my best self. When you develop true confidence and self-esteem, you don't just settle for someone who is willing to take you out, because you should decide who to spend your time with based on what you get from that person and how the person fits into the life you want for yourself. Because time is something you can't get back once you lose it. You spend that with someone who doesn't deserve that gift you are giving them, and you will never be able to get that back. I believe it's okay to step back and look at your relationships from a selfish perspective. We are conditioned, especially women, to invest time and care into others first. What are you getting in return? People are always showing you who they are and what they think of you. Pay attention to how someone treats you, and if you feel undervalued, then tell them bye. I love that message, because there's certain people that unfortunately you can't, because they're just going to bring you down. So you have to see what kind of values that you're looking for and who you want, and either you can either have a talk with them or just kind of distance yourself, you know, or keep relaying your positive message, and hopefully they can see that in return as well. So another thing that I liked is that she quoted Gandhi. Nobody can hurt me without my permission. Which is such... when I read that, I thought this was such a strong message, because there is so many people, even on Connect, there's some people that just, they're negative, and they will say things that maybe they don't realize is coming off as negative or hurtful. But if you've changed your outlook on things, you can kind of brush these off once that changes in you, because you can say that person is not happy with themselves, and that's why they're reflecting this negative attitude onto others, because that is why people are negative, is because they are not happy. Because if somebody was happy, they're always going to be happy and pleasant and trying to be helpful. So you can't allow somebody else to bring you down in your journey. Your journey is yours. It's not anybody else's. So don't let anybody else bring you down. You can take all the suggestions, all the encouragement, anything that you can get from other people. I mean, if a negative comment comes back and you say, you know what, Maybe that is something that I need to look at, but that's looking at the bright side of it, because you are able to take that comment that you might look at as negative and turn it into a positive where, okay, maybe this is something that I could change or work from. So nobody can hurt you without your permission. Do not let anybody take your thunder away in your own journey. So I really like that message. One of the chapters, it's called, so a lot of these chapters are based around, which I really liked. I loved this, and I actually shared it on one of the pictures. Actually, I think I shared it on one of my Facebook groups. Did you know that bumblebees, where is it? So I can read it. Bumblebees were actually scientifically proven that they could not fly. Here it is. Honeybees are technically not supposed to be able to fly. In 1930s, French scientists proved they couldn't. Their reasoning was that it was aerodynamically impossible because honeybees' wings are too small to support the weight of their bodies, and yet through some miracle, there they go, zipping through the air and soaring like their little honeybee hearts out. I love that, and I'm actually now making this into probably my next decade. So when I get into my 170s, I'll show you what I mean by that. But I now look at bees a totally different way, because they're scientifically proven that they're not supposed to fly, but they do. So it's something that's so great to look at and just say, no matter how many times somebody says you can't, prove them that you can. And it's something that I tell the kids day in and day out. Lose the word I can't, because you can. And it was put in our minds growing up. I always remember everybody always saying, there's nothing that is impossible, because if you put your mind to something, you can do anything that you want. So it's something that some people might say that my husband calls me hard-headed. I call it determination. I will, and I always will, try to do something to the best that I can, and I will always succeed at what I want to do, because I will not stop until I do. And just like Paige is always saying, never give up, which I'm so proud that she's constantly saying that, because I live by that. Never give up. I will try something 1,000,000 times until I perfect it, because that's just what I do. It's built into me. So never give up. There's always have that determination to do something, and I need to see it as well. There's so many times I'm struggling right now through my journey. It's a struggle. I don't know what's going on with my journey. I need to take a look and sit back, and I know I have a lot of changes that I've kind of gotten more relaxed on in my journey. So this is something that I'm working on. So it definitely is something that it's a constant journey. This journey doesn't end. So loving yourself is something that is a constant work in progress. We all wouldn't be where we were if we already did. So yeah. Anyways, I'm off topic. This was a chapter. It's called Be Mindful. And she just lists some tips about different things that you can do to help with confidence, self-growth, self-love, etc. And this one really stuck with me. It's called People Will Be Challenged by That Confidence. Sometimes people get jealous when they see you own your look, no matter how humble you go about it. There will be a smaller sized girl who looks amazing in a particular outfit, but just doesn't feel comfortable. Meanwhile, there's a girl who is size 22 who is. People might feel a need to bring her down. One of the secret weapons people use is, I wish I had your confidence. I am perplexed by this statement, and I initially took offense at it. So the reason I marked this off is because there's a saying that I see so many times on Connect, on Facebook, on posts that I've shared. And I truly know that people do not mean any harm by it. But if I share a photo of me in a bathing suit, in my bra and underwear, showing my progress because I'm proud of myself of where I've come, I see so many people sharing their photos. On Connect especially, there's tons of people, because Connect is a very safe place. It's only for people that pay for the app and are with WW and are going along in this journey. So it makes us feel more confident and just safer to share these personal images. But there's one comment that I've seen so many times where somebody has said, and please, I understand that people don't mean harm by it, but the one sentence is, "You are so brave for showing these photos." Which I understand that bravery does come into effect with it, but when we are on this journey, and we're all on this journey together, we do have our own journeys, but we're doing our journeys together. We all know what we're all going through. So when somebody says, "You are so brave for putting out those pictures," I've always looked at it as, why am I brave? Because I'm a bigger sized girl? Or because if a skinny girl is wearing a bikini or underwear and bra, not one person says you are brave for showing these photos. It's always, "You're beautiful, love that bathing suit." Nothing about bravery. It's not. So why are we... I've always taken it as we are centered out because we are sharing photos, plus size photos, in our underwear and bra. I understand people think of that as you are being brave, but I don't take it as I'm being brave. I'm taking it as I am confident in myself. I am proud of myself for where I've come from and where I am now and still continuing to go. So this is why this chapter really resonated with me, because there's so many... "I wish I had your confidence" is something I say. And I never thought of it as the way that she talks about it in this chapter. And when I talk about how people say, "I'm brave for sharing those photos," a lot of people don't see it the way that I see it. But there are people that do see it. So it really makes you think, because everybody takes things in different ways. I 100% know that when people say either "I wish I had your confidence" or "you're so brave," I know they do not mean it in a harmful way at all, but I just look at it as, why wasn't that said to another person? So this really resonated with me because we all hear a different thing with the same sentence. So I can't say enough good about this book. This book is... I truly didn't think I was going to like this book. I didn't. Because I agree with loving yourself, but I also agree with when to know when you need to make changes. So I didn't know what this book was going to be about. But I can tell you, Chrissy Metz is truly an angel. Like, you feel like you come to know her on a completely personal level, and she just sounds like an amazing person, somebody that I really would get along with. Her sense of humor is hilarious. I can tell you that. Her sense of humor is amazing. And if you get this book, there's a PS note after the very last chapter. Oh my God, it's amazing. Amazing. I can't say... I highly, highly, highly recommend this book. If you are on the fence about this, do it. This book is amazing. I will share my Amazon link below for this book. There is a hardcover, and there also is a audiobook. Now, I will also share with you that if anybody is interested that is within the GTA in Ontario, close to Ajax, Ontario, I am part of a Book Depot bulk ordering where we can get this book, and it is cheaper than Amazon. So, but we only have our book depots going once in a while because you have to have a certain amount, a minimum order amount in order to get it. So we have another group where we order these books from. So if anybody is in the GTA and interested in a bulk order of books, let me know because I do get it. I'm going to say at least once a month we do an order, at least once a month. In the summer months, it's probably 2 or 3 times a month. So, because we have so many orders going in. So, especially at Christmas time. Christmas time's huge. I think we had one every week going. But my amazing friend Leanne hosts these book orders, and I've shared her page before. She has a 31 page, but she shares so many deals that she finds. So if anybody within the GTA that's close to Ajax is interested, let me know. And the reason I say that is because all the orders get shipped to me that are within here, and then you can pick up from me at my house in Ajax. So that is the only thing, is that you need to be close to Ajax or within driving distance so that you can come and pick up from my house. But let me know if you do want to be included in that. And I can let you guys know the page. So, but I highly recommend this. If you guys aren't close to here, or you would just prefer to order off Amazon, or if you guys do like audiobooks, there's so many audiobooks that are free on Amazon. I share a link for all of the books that I review and that I buy, but almost all of them have audiobooks. So if you're into audiobooks, tons of free ones on Amazon. I will share the link for this on my Facebook page and also in the description underneath this video. So I hope you like this review. I know it was a bit longer than my last one, but I really love this book, and I wanted to give a few quotes out of it because this honestly hit home for me, and it was so personal, and it was just like I was talking to a friend. It truly did. So I highly recommend this. But This Is Me by Chrissy Metz. This is Kate from This Is Us. So if anybody's a This Is Us fan, this is a great book. 10 thumbs up on this book. I love it. Anyways, I hope you guys like this review. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and if you want to be alerted of any new videos coming out, tap the bell button. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, my handle's at the bottom. Connect. My handle is Stitch and Lindy, and my Facebook group is Stitch and Lindy's Weight Loss Journey.